Stop abusing our children!
All y'all deserve to be thrown out of here.
When parents clashed over how to get through a pandemic,
Do not care about children.
movements took off. And none as powerful or more influential as Moms for Liberty. It started in Central Florida and has grown to 275 chapters nationwide. Tina Deskovich is a co-founder.
So I'm serving as the executive director of the organization. So it entails everything you can imagine trying to run a national organization with 115,000 women in 45 states.
It caught fire opposing mask requirements in schools and calling for the removal of books or lessons in school they deemed inappropriate or illegal.
The things that Moms for Liberty is fighting against is pornography in school, obscenity in school, teaching young children scientific ideologies that have, or non-scientific ideologies that people are saying are proven science, which nobody has ever agreed to yet.
They've been a driving force in laws restricting instruction on gender identity and sexual orientation in schools, and in drawing lines on what is and is not age appropriate in all grades. For context, Deskovich said she has no issue with showing Michelangelo's David in elementary school or reading Orwell's 1984 in high school.
It's an excellent book for high school students.
And she said she had no problem with a high school teacher discussing sexual orientation if it's an academic discussion about a law or court case like the Supreme Court decision legalizing gay marriage.
I think it's totally appropriate. That is an academic discussion about a law, about a court case that happened. I think that's perfect in an academic environment.
On the other side of the debate, Jen Cousins leads the Florida Freedom to Read project. It's much smaller than Moms for Liberty, which Cousins ties to the pandemic.
In the early days when this was happening, when it was about masks, they could draw huge crowds of people, while people on our side didn't feel comfortable going to board meetings because they didn't want to be exposed to COVID.
Both sides say they are fighting over parental choice, but they have different thoughts on what that means and what they find obscene.
I think I've been pretty clear. If the books are obscene, they need to go.
They can pick what they want their own kids to read, but they don't get to decide what the rest of us want our kids to read.
In a public school where they couldn't opt their kids out, for example, that would be a real problem.
I have the ability right now to go into my school and say, restrict my kid from reading that, restrict my kid from having to take this lesson. Every parent has that right.
Amy Caulfield, Fox 35 News.